Hi guys, it's me Alexandra. Welcome to day 5 of our Leap to Lead course. Today we're going to look at goal setting and your why. I am currently probably wondering why we're outside and why we're going a bit wobbly. But I'm currently sat outside in my why. This is a view from my office. And as I told you the other day, my why when we started out was that I wanted to have a business and get back into business again. We'd lost our business and we needed to make money. And we needed to make it fast because Scott's business was also in jeopardy. The global worldwide recession really hit in Ireland during kind of 2010-11, and also people who don't pay their taxes were basically undercutting Scott, who was legal, and taking his business out from under him. And that is pretty tough. But rather than be beaten, we took on Scentsy. So our goals were very clear from the start. We knew we wanted to be superstar directors. We knew the power of direct selling. We had friends in the industry who talked to us about the power of direct sales, and we knew from Jim Rohn and other people, other inspiring speakers who'd already all been in the direct sales market, what was entirely possible through this business. Our friends had never achieved the success that was possible, but we knew that we wanted to do this. And I fell in love with Scentsy, and that was just it. This is the company. I knew the power of direct selling. We were going to make it work. I've never hidden that fact. Set out from day one to be superstar director, 4.5 years to the top. And over that time, your why changes. We got financial stability. And when we made superstar director, we were living in Ireland. I think we just had Thea. At that point, the money still wasn't coming in completely. And it was so cold. It was so hard to heat the house. You could throw thousands of euros of coal into that fire and they would not work. And I used to work and watch a place called A Place in the Sun. Do you know it? With Jasmine Harmon and other people like that. If you don't, you should Googleize it because it will show you places like where we live now. And I used to watch it whilst working, whilst making the phone calls, whilst doing the follow-ups, whilst training our brand new direct sales team that had come online in Australia. And Scott and I working crazy silly hours to try and make sure that we met their needs at these different timescales. And then the New Zealand guys coming on as well. So we used to do all that, and I used to watch this program, and then Scott would watch this program too, and we'd watch these people go around and look at these dream houses and these dream villas and these swimming pools and this lifestyle and the tapas. And I would always get thrilled when they would come to Spain, because like that was the ultimate for me, like a life in the sun. We lived in Ireland. It's beautiful, the people are phenomenal, and it's freezing cold, rains all the time. Don't know if you saw yesterday's borrow bag video that I shared in the Leap to Lead page. If you're in our downline, you will have access to that page. And in it, I have, my face looks like it's on fire. And I had acne rosacea from living in Ireland and I'm basically completely scarred. I still have some, but just horrible. And I didn't want Thea, who was also a redhead, to grow up and get that skin and live that life and never be able to play out because it never stopped raining. And I just knew that this is what I wanted. I've wanted to have my own swimming pool since I was tiny. You know, filling up the swimming pool every year and Dad emptying it at the end of summer, and he'd have that patch on the grass for it. Then I wanted my own swimming pool, and at 45 years old, it came true. Okay, right now it's an empty hole in the ground because we are currently renovating it because they do need a little bit of maintenance. But still, and I was talking to a girl today and she was in Australia. She's thinking of joining, and we were talking about her temperature and blah, blah, blah. And she says, oh, but I don't have a swimming pool. And I'm like, put that on the dream board, because I had mine on for 45 years and it's come true. Because if it's not on the dream board, if it's not on the goal list, if it's just a kind of pipe dream, it just doesn't happen. So I hope my early ramblings in this video are helping you to understand that You need to have things to aim for. A reason why I worked all those hours in Ireland to live here, to have the dream of a beautiful villa. And when we first moved here, we did not have a beautiful villa. We had a fabulous townhouse. That was another goal, was to renovate something. I did it. But this was the ultimate. Now, when you've got the ultimate, and this is the thing about goals and whys, you've got the ultimate, you need something else to aim for. Sometimes it might not spring up straight away. For me, it doesn't always. Right now, we're chasing some of what Scott wants to do. He wants to invest in more rental properties and other stuff. This is very much for him. So I'm his kind of backup and support there, working the business in angles that will help us to achieve that. But I'm constantly thinking, what's my next why? What's my next big goal? I've shared it's going to be a big office, come apartment in the underbuild of this place. So that leaders can come and join us and have one-to-one mentoring sessions, because I think that's very important. We've enjoyed it with Dorothy and Rick Thurman, and with Becca and Terry, and with Jen, and we would love to be able to offer that to our most fabulous and finest. And you guys could be in there because you have that ability. And I want to go back to Hawaii. So those are two goals. Now, the difference between a why and a goal, the why and the goal, I always think kind of come together. The thing about goals is that you put a date on it. So you may have heard that goals must be SMART. So that means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. So let's start with this specific. That means that you don't just say, I want to go to Hawaii. So my goal would be, I want to spend Christmas on the North Shore coast in Pahukalukalakilu, or whatever it's called, near where we got married, in the apartment of Chris and Ian. And I want to make sure that I have all my tickets paid for in August of this year, and that I have everything booked and paid off before we go at Christmas. Now, that is specific. It's incredibly specific. It's measurable. How is it measurable? Well, I gave you a time scale. Did you remember? I said I wanted to pay for it by August, and I wanted to have it all paid off by Christmas. You can measure it. You can see if it's achieved. Yeah, because there's no point just saying I want to go to Hawaii. Well, how would we know that you made it? Is it realistic? Or is it attainable? Can't spell. Is it attainable? Well, yes, I've done it before and I can do it again. If you say that you want your next promotion to be superstar director, not attainable. You have to go up through the ranks. So if you say, I want my next promotion to be lead consultant, attainable, because that is how the path to success goes in this company. Is it realistic? Will I realistically make it back to Hawaii? Well, this is a question. Realistically, yes, I've done it before with Scott. Can we do it again? Yes. Will it be limited by COVID? Maybe. So we must take precautions in our dream. We might have to tailor it to go somewhere else and do something else. We might have to take out insurance. And finally, timed. Like measurable, timed is also have a time limit on it, because if you just set a goal and you go, I'd like to be superstar director, when? Before you die? I mean, this is the thing, and the timing is so important. I see consultants that say, I'd like to be director by 2025. And I'm looking thinking, you could be superstar director and back again by 2025. Like, you've got to set yourself things that are going to stretch you, not just walk there slowly. So again, is the time limit correct? You want to make it to lead consultant, you should be aiming to do that in the next 28 months to 2 months, 28 days to 2 months. I don't want you to be telling me you're going to be lead consultant next August, because that will just show that nothing we've taught you has worked. So that is a little bit on goal setting. This is a little bit of a longer video, but that's the way it goes. So, your thing for today. I'd like you to share your why in the group. I'd like to share a picture of your why or you, and I would like you to share Why are you aiming to be a lead consultant? What it is about being a lead consultant that you really, really want? Is it the money? Is it, you know, something in the family? Is it just something, some extra confidence for yourself? Why are you aiming to be a lead consultant? Why are you in Scentsy? And then I want you to go away and I want you to come up with 3 goals. I want a short-term goal for the next 3 to 6 months. I want a midterm goal for the next year. And I want you to be ambitious. Don't just be like, well, I'd like to make star consultant. If you're a lead consultant in the next 28 days, you could be a star consultant the month after. If you are ambitious to do this business and to make the most of the opportunity, my God, what a phenomenal opportunity you have. We had an SSD call with executive committee yesterday. I can't tell you any of it, but my goodness me, you would like to get up inside my head and see what I have seen. I can't tell you any of it, but my goodness me, you work for the most incredible company and it is only going to get better. Like, blow your socks off better. I better be quiet. You're just going to love it. Everything. So, goals. Short term, 3 to 6 months. Midterm, year-ish. Long term, 5 years. 5 years, what's your 5-year goal? Because some of you will say superstar director and some of you will say a villa like yours and some of you will say I want a caravan on the coast and some of you will say different things. I want to pay for my kids to go through university. Whatever it is, write it down. Have a time limit on it. Decide how you're going to achieve it. And how will you measure it? Will be measured in cash, like cashola. Like one year we wrote that we wanted to earn 10,000 euros and people saw it and were like, oh my God. But if you don't put a figure on it, you never earn it. Is it going to be measured in you know, a title? Is it going to be measured in earning a trip? Is it going to be measured in how are you going to measure it? When is it going to happen? And what are you going to do to do it? And that is it. That is really, really easy. And yet it's not. It takes work because this is the thing. When you read the goals, when you check out your why, are you interested in hitting the goals or are you committed to hitting the goals? And this is the test, the acid test. Interested in the goals means you will probably watch the next few videos and you will tinker around with doing some work on learning your lead consultancy. But when it gets hard, you will just not bother because you're only kind of interested. It's just kind of like a commitment. It's just like I want an ice cream. I want to do a diet. I want to go to the gym. You know, all those other things that you've promised that you'll do, but you don't do. Or are you committed? Like I was committed to live here, to give my daughter the very best we could. Part of moving here also was the Jim Rohn quote, what is the greatest gift you can give a child? The gift of a second language. What's the second best gift you can give a child? Another language. When you give your child the opportunity to speak a second language, you open the world up to them. My daughter can travel to 28 different countries in the world and work and live and experience and understand because she speaks 3 languages already and she's 7 years old. And we gave her that gift. And my God, that comes from working this Scentsy business. So you need to be committed. The work that Scott and I put in, the graft we put in, the times we said no to be able now to say yes, and the times we still say no, like because we do 5 a.m. club and stuff, to now say yes to other things and to be able to say yes in the future to more ventures and more trips and more fabulousness is the real acid test that our why and our goals are the right ones for us. Because if not, would just kind of be interested in getting up at 5 a.m. rather than fighting to do it. I'd just kind of be interested in getting my health sorted rather than committed and giving up cheese and stuff to do it. So I hope that makes sense. As I say, long video, but you know what? I see some people, these training videos go on for hours on end. Not one of those type of people. Please go away, share your why in the group. If this doesn't get interactive, then it's no fun. And sort your goals out. And you know what? I'm going to challenge you, put your 3 goals up and share a picture of them. Put them somewhere in the house where people can see them. Make yourself accountable. I have them on bathroom mirrors very often. Put them on the fridge. The other place we have them in our house is the back of the door, which is hilarious because people come in and read some of the goals and they leave like, oh my God. And then they realise they're probably not our circle of 5 type people because we're way too ambitious. But that's just fine. Fine. So share a picture of your goals as well. And that is it. So 3 goals, 1 why. Have an amazing day. And I just hope it rocks. And I hope that the sun shines wherever you are too. Bye for now.